Hey there, this is Dr. Evan Osar, founder of Fitness Education Seminars and author of Corrective Exercise Solutions to Common Hip and Shoulder Dysfunction. Thank you so much for tuning into this 4-part video series on simple stabilization strategies to shoulder and scapular dysfunction. In these videos, we are going to look at a few common shoulder dysfunctions, and we'll discuss how they share a common etiology. We will also discuss the corrective exercise strategies that you can instantly apply so that you can have dramatic impact with your clients that have shoulder problems. And if you work with clients that don't have shoulder problems, then these strategies can also help your clients remain problem-free and even improve their ability to accomplish their functional goals. Who am I, and why should you listen to me? I'm a chiropractic physician, certified manual therapist, and specialist in corrective exercise. I've worked with all the top professional dance companies in Chicago and have worked with professional athletes for Major League Baseball and the National Football League. However, it is not my work with these athletes or my nearly 20-year background in the health and fitness industries that allows me to share this information with you. The one thing that enables me to present this information to you is the perspective that I've gained from these years in the industry. I've taught and studied with some of the biggest names in the fields of rehabilitation, strength and conditioning, and performance training. It is the collective perspective and how we have incorporated the best practices from these experts into our integrative movement system approach that has enabled us to have great success with our clients and patients. This approach is a blending of theoretical research on the causes of shoulder dysfunction that has been blended with our own empirical data gathered from working with thousands of individuals with shoulder dysfunction. It is important to note that this approach is based upon working primarily with the general population, not on high-level functioning individuals and athletes. Why is this significant? Because working with a high-performing population gives us a skewed view of what works, since these individuals generally respond better and faster than the general population. And athletes in particular present a pretty narrow demographic of our society, meaning that they generally have a higher motor control, they have better ability to recuperate, have better tolerance to increasing training demands, and spend more time on energy and recuperation. Our general population clientele, however, primarily the largest consumers of personal training and rehabilitation services, generally present on the lower end of the motor control spectrum, do not spend the same time, money, and energy in helping themselves, and most often present with increased and complicated medical histories, including medications, surgeries, and other systemic complicating factors. That makes this population very challenging to work with. However, the great news is, over the years, we have been constantly testing, refining, and retesting our approach on the general population so that we know that our system can work on every population, and we'll present this approach to you so that you too can achieve similar success, whether you work with the general population or the high-level athlete. What makes our approach so different? Simple. We focus on the principles of human movement. What are the principles of human movement? Number 1, respiration. We must normalize respiration prior to developing any other movement patterns, because if respiration is not normalized, all your clients' movement patterns will be compensatory, as respiration is your nervous system's highest priority. If respiration is not normalized, your nervous system will compensate in various methods to breathe and to stabilize. Shoulder dysfunction is often a common sign of respiratory dysfunction. Number 2, centration. We must ensure joint centration. What is joint centration? It is the ability to stabilize and maintain an optimal axis of rotation while being able to move through the appropriate regions of the kinetic chain. Many cases of shoulder dysfunction are a result of poor centration of the shoulder complex. And then third, integration. We must be able to breathe, centrate our joints, and incorporate these components into the fundamental movement patterns of pushing, pulling, rotation, bending, squatting, and lunging. While methods may change depending on your client, your education and comfort level with varying methods, and your client's functional goals, these 3 principles apply to all populations and in all circumstances, whether you're helping your client recover from a shoulder injury, work out so they can achieve their weight loss goals, or perform at the collegiate, professional, or Olympic levels. We have covered the concept of improving respiration in a previous video, so in the accompanying videos, we will discuss the common etiology of shoulder dysfunction and discuss the concept of centration of the scapulothoracic articulation, which we will discover is the key to improving most cases of shoulder dysfunction. In the following videos, we will look at assessment of the shoulder complex, and I'll share with you 3 of the most effective corrective exercise patterns for improving scapulothoracic stabilization. It is my goal that after you watch these videos that you have a new view on the shoulder, what causes shoulder dysfunction, and that you discover how to use corrective exercise to help improve your client's shoulder mechanics. Understand the reasons why your clients develop shoulder dysfunction, apply the principles, and you can become the movement-based solution that your clients need and want. Let's get started.